Oh, hey guys! So today I'm going to be sharing with you how I got fired from my job, and I'm actually pretty upset about this. And first of all, I know this is like a really awkward setup I got going on back here, but that's because we've been having really stormy weather for the past week and we're still having it. So this is the only place I can film where you can actually see my face. So we're just gonna kind of have to work on it. You can focus on me in my plain white t-shirt. Okay, so to start off with, I worked at Jared, the Gallery of Jewelry, and I was employed early September 4th to be exact. And I worked there all through Black Friday, all through the holiday season. So right after Christmas, they posted the schedule, and my name was on the schedule, but it had 0 hours for the week. Because a lot of times, especially in retail stores, after Christmas is over, your hours get cut back for whatever reason. And I've worked retail before, so I didn't think anything of that. So I was off for that whole week, and then I called Thursday afternoon and I spoke to one of my coworkers and I asked her, hey, can you go look at the schedule and tell me when I'm supposed to come in the next week? So she went and she looked for me and she told me, this is so weird, like your name's not on the schedule. So she put me on hold and went to go get a manager, and the manager wasn't available at the time. So she goes, yeah, you know, so-and-so, I don't want to say names, but said she'll call you back as soon as she's done with her customer. So I was like, okay, cool. She never called me back. So I called the next day. I called 3 times that day and could not get a hold of the manager. I was like, I need to know when I'm supposed to come back into work, and no one's calling me back. So finally, I think it was the 4th time I called that day, the manager finally answered. And I was like, hey, it's Laura. I'm calling to just know my schedule for next week and figure out when I'm supposed to come in. And she goes, oh, you know, you're not on the schedule anymore. And I was like, oh, what? And she goes, yeah, you know, when you noticed you had 0 hours for that week, you never came to me, so I thought you didn't care. And, you know, your coworker said that she already talked to you about the fact that you're not going to be working here anymore. And I was like, first of all, I did ask about my schedule. I talked to the general manager, and she told me that I was off for a week. And first of all, it's not my coworker's responsibility to tell me that I'm fired. That's your responsibility since you hired me. And she just goes, okay, well, you know, have a great day, bye. And she just hangs up on me. And I'm like, what just happened? So basically, they fired me without even telling me. And I literally sat around for a week thinking I had a job when I didn't have a job, and that makes me so upset. Excuse me, I'm trying to film a video. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're lawn mowing outside. They've been doing that for like an hour because it's like a really big area. Anyways, and I think what I'm upset about is how the situation was handled. I had a terrible experience working there, so if they were to have fired me in a different way, I would not have really been upset about that because I didn't really want to work there anymore. But I was going to stick it out for, you know, a longer time because I needed the job experience and the pay, like my paycheck. It was helping me get through school and pay off my student loans, and that's really why I was working there. But overall, the experience of working at Jared, it was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. My manager, she was so rude to me, and every single day she would constantly make these little remarks to me. But I mean, she would make fun of me like every day, and she would always have to make some kind of a snide remark. And I remember one time she said to me, she goes, you know, everyone here, they're working here to be able to provide for their families. They have children, they need to pay bills. And I was like, what exactly do you mean by that? Like, and she would make like little comments to the other manager. Like, they would stand in the corner of the store and they would talk about me, and I'm not stupid. I know they were talking about me. And then there was one time she just pulled me aside and she goes, do you still want to work here? Like, she would ask me that question, I felt like every other day. She'd be like, do you still want to work here? And I was like, yeah, why would I show up if I don't want to work here? And then another time she pulled me aside and she goes, you know, you don't have the personality for this job and you're not going to be successful in this business. And, you know, just very rude, random things like that that I didn't understand. And a lot of people, like, I would come home and I'd complain about, like, oh, my manager did this to me. But I looked at it as the fact that it was just one person that was saying that to me. I liked everyone else. I got along with everyone else. I enjoyed my job. I liked the customers. So I wasn't going to quit just because of her. I was trying to just put that in the back of my mind, what she was saying to me, even though it kind of bothered me. But anyways, I don't understand why I was fired, other than the fact that she just didn't like me, because I always showed up on time. I never called out sick. I always made my sales goals. I had a really good relationship with all of my customers. So for her to fire me for the fact other than she just didn't like me, I feel like that's a little bit of discrimination. So I really do, you know, I know sometimes things happen in jobs where for whatever reason it just doesn't work out, and you know, that's okay, that's life. But she should have at least set me down, given me some type of notice and said, hey, this isn't working out, instead of telling me on the phone and blaming me, calling me irresponsible and saying that it was my coworker's job to tell me. And especially at a store like Jared, I really do feel like they should have had a little bit more respect and been more professional to come to me, and if there was a serious problem they were having with me, they should have talked to me about that instead of just making fun of me. But you know, even though like I wasn't planning on staying there for an overly long period of time, I would have at least found another job first before I quit, because I'm in school right now and I'm paying off my student loans, and since I do not have a paycheck coming in at this time, you know, that's kind of like, it puts me in a financial struggle. So anyways, that is all that I have to say about that. I hope you guys like this video, just me kind of talking randomly about my experience. But if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any horror stories about your work, make sure to leave it in the comments below, because I'd love to hear them. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!